it was a whirlwind, getting hired, and then it was 3 weeks till practice. I'm still trying to learn kids' names, trying to get parents involved. It just kept going. Then you have to factor in we had the challenges of COVID. And so, I've said this before, like the county got ahead of us a little bit in terms of the rules and regulations. So it was very tough just trying to get everything settled so we could have some kind of structure and normalcy for the season. These young men had it rough. They've had about 3 coaches in 4 years. And then with a sudden change right before the season started, you're trying to get to know somebody. You're trying to build a relationship, build trust, while trying to get ready for practice, while trying to get ready to come back into school. It was just a lot for that senior class to deal with. And so they battled the best they could, but it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to a lot of the seniors that had to go through these COVID years. We laid it out very clear for them. Like, this is your first off season. So establishing standards, establishing expectations for what an off season is supposed to look like, getting them into the weight room, going to camps. There were some growing pains for it, but what we were able to do is we were able to see little wins. We were able to gain some wins. We got to go to camp. We were fortunate enough to host 7-on-7 here for a couple of weeks. So there was some normalcy in getting an off season. Well, we got linemen. We got a lot of linemen, which, that they're a commodity these days. They all get along. There's not a lot of yelling and finger pointing. They kind of gel really well, and they're a close group, so it makes it a little bit easier. We have a dynamic running back in Teach Jackson. I think people are going to be surprised at who we have playing at quarterback this year, and we got guys that can make plays in space. Defensively, I'm excited. We're a little young, but we're hungry. We're aggressive. Stephon Brooks is going to lead our linebacking core. We're gonna be all right on defense. The biggest thing that we talk about as a team is you're never gonna outwork your belief system. So if you don't believe you're gonna make it, you're never gonna behave that way. So we have the expectation of making it to the postseason, but we have to make sure our behaviors align with that. And so we have our own accountability in there, in practice, to each other about this is what we want to get.